All right, everybody. We might as well put up those victory flags right here, right now. What's going on, everybody? It is your host, Michael Garza, 4-3. What's going on, everybody? What is going on? The GOAT. Masot. Drink this a little bit. A little energy drink. But, kicking butt nonetheless, though. Kicking butt nonetheless. The Garza show has returned. Obviously better than ever. Donald Trump wins. Donald Trump wins. Dude, honestly, the Strait of Hormuz is open again. Let's see what CNN is saying. I'm sure CNN is going to spin this in a way that makes Trump look bad. But honestly, this news makes Trump look good. If the Strait of Hormuz is completely open, then Trump wins. I mean, Trump's already won, to be honest. Trump has kicked so much ass during all this. And so I was wondering why the markets were up so rapidly this morning. Give me a second, you guys. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna see what CNN says, and we don't really take a lot of stock into what CNN says to begin with, because obviously on this channel we don't we don't trust CNN as far as we could throw them. So that's a big thing. And who the hell, I don't know who would trust CNN, to be honest. They are in my opinion, one of the most mistrusting names in news. And I just don't trust CNN. I don't trust most of the mainstream media. Even Fox News I'm wary of. However, if I have to choose the devil that I react to, it's usually Fox News. But either way, No, dude, honestly, Donald Trump's winning, bro. Iran is now no longer a threat to any other Middle Eastern countries, which is a good thing, by the way. Anybody by the way, the Iran war, even Democrats wanted to take out the asshole Ayatollah regime for a very long time. So it's like the only reason that the liberals hate this is because Trump is the one making it happen. Instead of Trump being all talk and no walk, Trump is, honestly, Trump is the GOAT, dude. I don't really care what anybody says. You talking about T-Tech? Good old T-Tech, man. Fuck that place. Dude, T-Tech was awful. I'm glad I'm no longer part of that shit. Just as a heads up, everybody, T-Tech is one of the crappiest companies in the world. Don't ever work for them. No, the war in Iran was absolutely needed. You want to know why? You want to know why the war in Iran was needed? Because Iran's been the number one state sponsor of terror for years. They were enriching uranium to weapons grade. They were killing citizens who were protesting the existing regime, blacking out their internet so nobody could report on it. And it was terrible. Everything that's happening in Iran, by the way, the Iranian government's corrupt as hell. So I don't really give a crap what you say, man. We all know I'm right. We all know I'm right on this. Come on, man. It's effing crazy. It's effing crazy, bro. Let's see what as Donald Trump calls them, fake news. They are fake news, by the way.
It seems to me we're getting
Let's see
some
what
positive
CNN
breakthroughs.
is saying. Nobody really trusts CNN. They always say they're the most trusted name in news, but honestly, I like to put mistrusted name in news because I don't trust them. But let's see what they're whining about today.
The fact that the Iranian foreign minister has said the Strait of Hormuz is open to all commercial vessels really seems to indicate that the talks that the Pakistani mediators are having, and they're going into their third day of talks in Tehran right now.
Oh, crude oil is down, dude. Crude oil is officially down. Look at that. And you guys said that this would be a forever war. You guys said that, oh, Iran's going to be a forever war, blah, blah, blah. I told you it wouldn't be. Trump and Hegseth do not want forever wars. They want quick, easy, get the fuck out of there wars. So, I don't know. It's kind of crazy. Still, yeah, the markets went up like crazy in reaction to all this, which is beautiful, by the way. Because anytime the markets go up, I mean, I get a little bit of a you-know-what. I get a little sprung, I'm not going to lie. Give me just a second, though. I'm looking to see if there's anything I want to sell in my portfolio just to take hold of some quick-ass profits. You guys know me, man. I like getting a quick profit. Give me just another moment, everybody. Thank you guys for being so incredibly patient with me. You're amazing. You guys are all amazing. Amazing. But, yeah, we're just doing our thing today. Really kicking butt. Don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream, though. Once again, don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream. Here we go. All right, here we go, dude. Give me a few moments, though. Yeah, all I got to say is I made a lot of massive profits on the market today. But yeah, no, I love it when I can make a fat load of profits, man. I was kind of hoping the market would crash today, but you know what? This is completely acceptable. Profit's a profit. I got to get what I can get, and I'll take it. I'll take it home to the bank. All right, let's see. Silver's going up, man. Silver is one of those that fluctuates so freaking much, dude.
Are beginning to bear some fruit. Sources I've been speaking to involved in all of this are sounding and looking very positive about where the talks are at the moment. Of course, I'm not getting an indication of what other hurdles there may be to overcome, but it has been one of the things that Iran has wanted, one of those points they want there.
Wait a minute. I don't even own a call center. What are you talking about, bro? How the hell can I... He's saying, Larson Christopher, what's going on, brony? We got Larson Christopher in the house, everybody. What up? Say what up to our boy. Shaboy, Larson Christopher. 4-3. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. What up? Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Hey, no problem, brother. No problem. Hell yeah. We got Larson Christopher in the house, everybody. Our boy. Shaboy.
They want assets unfrozen. They want to see sanctions lifted. They want money for war reparations and damages. We've been talking here about billions upon billions of dollars. Last weekend at the talks, the Iranians said they'd asked the United States for $8 billion in unfrozen assets. At the time in the talks last Saturday and Sunday, the White House knocked down the suggestion Iran was going to get that. But it's always been part of Iran's core demands. Iran's now lifted, it seems, their blockade, their own blockade on the Strait of Hormuz. Is that in exchange for money? Are they expecting the money to come? But what the Iranian foreign minister has said, and I think this is very, very telling, and we were talking about this just yesterday, that the reason that the Iranians have lifted their blockade on the Strait of Hormuz for the duration, the remaining duration.
Well, I think it's because they realize that they can't contend with the entire U.S. fleet. So they're basically saying, yeah, it's completely open, man.
With a ceasefire, probably as the US-Iran ceasefire, which has about 5 days to run. He said this is because that there is a ceasefire in Lebanon. These things have been
I don't know what Lebanon has to do with Iran. I really don't.
Inextricably linked in the Iranian mind. So while the Pakistani lead negotiating team has been in Tehran talking, of course, that Lebanon deal came through yesterday. We were saying that that was going to aid and benefit the talks in Tehran, and it does seem to be the case. Now, what remain the sticking points? The nuclear issue, that enriched uranium, Iran's commitment and desire for a nuclear bomb, that's always been at the core of U.S. demands. That's what President Trump...
Well, and that's the thing, man. We can't give in to that demand. We can't give in to that demand because, first off, Iran should never have a nuclear weapon, period. End of story. Iran should just not have a nuclear weapon. It should not even be on the table in that sense, because we all know that Iran would abuse the hell out of that. Iran does not deserve a nuclear weapon. Nuclear. And I think you guys agree with that sentiment, right? And if you don't, that's fine, but come on, man. We all know in our heart of hearts, Iran does not deserve a nuclear weapon.
Trump was saying yesterday, he said Iran had forsworn that it wasn't going to have a nuclear weapon. He also said Iran had agreed to hand over the nuclear dust. We don't have details on that yet, but these moves at the moment sound like that Iran is softening. It sounds like...
I would still not trust Iran, period. I don't trust them for shit. It could be a diversion. I think it's a diversion, man. I think it could be some sort of diversion tactic, and I wouldn't exactly trust it willingly.
A deal gets closer into view.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nick, on the other side of the screen, we're looking at right along with you is we're seeing, looking at oil prices right now dropping over 9%, Brent crude as
That's
well
not bad,
as
man. That's not bad at all. Hell yeah. And we want oil prices to go down. Absolutely.
WTI standard in the States. Oil markets reacting understandably to this news coming in. There's a lot to digest here. Nick Robertson tracking all these developments in Islamabad for us. Let's get over to the White House now. Elena Treen is there as well. A lot of elements here, Elena. You've got the announcement coming from the Iranian foreign minister about the Strait. You've got this reporting from Barak Ravid of Axios about a $20 billion in frozen Iranian funds that could be part of the discussion.
Yeah.
Something talking about frozen funds being handed over, something President Trump has been highly critical of the previous nuclear deal in the past. What are you hearing?
Hey, no, this is good. Freeze their funds, dude. Absolutely. Freeze their funds completely. Without a doubt. No, Trump is winning, bro. Trump is winning. I think I figured out exactly where we need to be. Hold on. 23. We're going down to 20. There we go. It's not too hot. It's still hot, but not too hot. Yeah, my best friend is a DJ, and he's spinning somewhere Friday. 23, I think, is the right call. There we go. So my shit just ahead. My shit's so lit, we ain't never gonna quit. What up, Annie? Annie G Dog. What up, dude? What up, Brony? We got so many bronies in the house, dude. So many brones. We got the brones, dude. The brones. The bronies. Make sure that you guys tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner, as it does help the channel grow in more ways than one.
From there right now.
Yeah, highly critical is definitely right. I'd remind you that under the Obama administration, when you had that Iranian nuclear deal, they had handed over $400 million in cash.
Frickin' Obama, bro. Damn.
To the Iranians during that agreement. But look, from everything that Nick laid out and that Axios report, it is lining up with the conversations that I am having, which is that there is a lot of optimism right now in that building behind me, Kate.
No, there should be optimism at this point because of what Trump has been able to accomplish. Trump's the man, dude. Got ya. Most refineries can't process Ven's heavy sour, so I think they'll handle Ven oil. Refineries are mostly one-trick ponies. Got ya. Okay. That's interesting to know. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
About where things stand around a potential deal. Now, I don't want to be, too optimistic. You hear a lot of this.
I'm optimistic to a point. I don't, like I always say, I don't trust Iran as far as I could throw them. But I do trust Trump's ability to negotiate a lot. Maybe to a fault. No, but I think that Trump's the man. I think what's happening now is absolutely needed. And yeah, it's just where it goes.
Talk among Trump administration officials about how positive they are.
Yeah.
There are, of course, still sticking points that remain, as Nick laid out.
Let's
this
go.
idea of the length of time that the Iranians would agree to suspend their enrichment of uranium, and also a deal on having the U.S. or some sort of country going in and retrieving the nuclear material still in Tehran's possession.
So are they just going to bury the uranium in the ground? Are they just going to like what are they going to do? They're just going to blast it? I don't know if that would necessarily be a good idea. But yeah. This is amazing, man. This is amazing. Trump's the GOAT, dude. As I've been saying, Trump is the greatest president we've ever had. I know that people get pissed whenever I say that. There's a lot of people who get like storm fire red. They're just like, what is your problem? You're terrible. It's like, no, I'm not terrible. I like Trump. I think he's the man. I think he's a fabulous president. Look, if you guys love Trump as much as I do, just double tap the screen, man. Double tap the screen if you love Trump. It's as simple as that. If you guys love Trump as much as I do, double tap your screens. Show support for the channel if you love Trump. So, double tap your screen if you love Trump, man.
But they are hopeful that they are getting to a place now where really an agreement is in sight. And I know from the conversations I've been having that Trump administration officials are really working toward and hoping that a potential second round of these talks, of this meeting, could happen in person between the U.S. and Iranians as early as this weekend. Again, things are very fluid, so we have to see what happens today. But today is also a very important day because we know that the Pakistanis have been meeting with Iranian officials in Tehran. The Pakistanis, of course, the key intermediary here between Washington and Tehran. The Pakistanis have been in touch with top Trump administration.
I think she's mad that Trump is successful right now. You could tell. Look at her eyes. I think she might have even been crying. I don't know, dude. I'm not saying she was crying. I'm just Allegedly, she looks like she might have been. There's a lot of people, a lot of crazy leftist lunatics that don't like the fact that Trump's a successful person. In fact, a lot of them hate it. A lot of them are angry about it. And they get so enraged by Trump even existing. It's a wild phenomenon. And Trump's just the man, and people don't like it. There's a lot of people that just don't like the fact that he's a very effective person, that he knows what he's doing. They don't like it, man. They just don't like it. Period. End of story. That's all. A lot of people are jealous of Trump, dude. They're just like, he became president twice. He's a successful person. He's a billionaire. He's the reason that the leftists hate him is because he's so successful. And the one thing that the leftists hate more than anything is successful people. That's the one thing they hate. That's the one thing the left hates more than anything. Successful people. They don't like it. It's because their lives are miserable and they're pissed that somebody is actually living their best life. This is why it's the psychology of the left, man. The left, it's pretty easy to figure out the psychology of the left. It's not hard.
Administration officials throughout this process. And so really the goal of those talks in Tehran are to try and get the Iranians to a level of significant compromise where, again, the contours of a potential agreement really could be reached. And that is the goal they're working toward. I'd remind you the ceasefire, the 2-week ceasefire expires on Tuesday, April 21st. And there's been, there had been talk earlier this week of a possible extension. But from the conversations I've had, Kate, with White House officials is they want to try and formulate some sort of deal before the ceasefire ends. A very ambitious goal.
Oh, somebody in the chat is saying that Jason Martin is saying California has a big chance of turning red. I could see that happening. I think a lot of Californians are just completely fed up with their leadership. They know. It's so funny because Nick Shirley exposed a lot of fraud, and now they're trying to pass a bill in California that makes citizen journalism basically illegal. How dystopian is that? How freaking dystopian is that, dude? This is why Gavin Newsom's such a piece of garbage. If he is the front runner for the Democrats in the 2028 presidency, I will laugh my ass off because he is one of the worst. He is one of the worst. He is the worst of the Democrats. And Gavin Newsom sucks. And Nick Shirley exposed all the fraud that's happening in like Los Angeles and wherever in California. And now they're making it like, citizen journalism is illegal. It's basically they're saying that if you expose our fraud, we're going to arrest you. That is crazy. And citizen journalism is still very, very important, by the way. And to anybody who doesn't defend citizen journalism, you're an effing idiot. You're an effing idiot. You're a moron. Because citizen journalism is increasingly important. And I love what Nick Shirley's doing, man. Nick Shirley's a stud. And I don't trust the Democrat Party at all. I don't think most people do. I don't think most people trust either Republican or Democrat Party, and I can't say I blame them. I think there's a big mass exodus between both parties, for sure. But there's no way in hell that I'm voting Democrat. I am so anti-Democrat at this point. If you have Democrat in your name, if your party affiliation's Democrat and you want me to vote for you, I will not. I refuse. You already told me, based on your party affiliation, that you are not serious about getting elected or doing anything, that you're going to overtax me and you're going to make my life miserable. That's what I see. When I see somebody with Democrat tagged in any sort of political form, I'm not voting for you. I refuse to vote for Democrats at all. Soldiers, what up, Brony? What up? We got my boy, Soldiers. Soldier boy up in that hole. Watch it go. Now Superman that hose out of you. Crank that soldier boy now you. What up, my brony?
But it does seem, as you know, today with this latest news about the Iranians reopening the strait thanks to that ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon, that they are actually moving closer to that goal. And just to go back to that ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon that, of course, President Trump announced yesterday, I am told that had a positive effect.
Oh, if you guys can, though, double tap the screens to like the stream. Double tap your screen to like the stream. We need as many likes as possible. We're trying to get to 100 likes. 100 likes probably in the next 30 minutes if possible. So if you guys can, don't forget to double tap your screen to like the stream. It really does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. So it helps us on the algorithm quite a bit. So the more people who double tap their screens to like the stream, it really pushes us out further. So I love you guys.
Fact on some of the talks that are going, of course, between the U.S. and Iran through the Pakistanis on a broader agreement. And so a lot of different developments today that we are learning of. We have to see, I think, these negotiations are continuing. I think a lot of these reports we have to be careful with because things are fluid. These negotiations are not over. An agreement has not been reached. But that's certainly, I think, adding to the level of optimism that this Trump administration.
But I have a feeling that Iran's going to pull a stupid move, and they're going to say, oh, we're closing it again, and then the U.S. is going to be like, you know what? We're just going to blast you to high heaven. That's what's going to result, and that's the unfortunate result of this. And this is just the fault of Iran. Iran's been the number one state sponsor of terror for so long. They kill their own people for protesting their government. They were enriching uranium to frickin' weapons grade. Come on, man. If anybody's siding with Iran at this point, you got to get your priorities straight. You got to get your priorities straight at a certain point. If you're sitting here defending Iran, I'm shocked that anybody's defending Iran at this point. Like, it legitimately blows my mind that anybody could just sit here and say, oh, Iran's in the right, Iran's totally fine. No, Iran is completely in the wrong. Iran has been completely in the wrong for a long time. Iran's government had this coming. I think that's the one thing that people aren't understanding is Iran's government had this coming for a long time. And they deserved it. The current regime in Iran is terrible. Let's just face it. Their entire government needs to be removed. The entire Iranian government needs to be effing removed. More than anybody realizes.
Feels today as we move into the weekend.
Yeah, there is movement. There is breaking news on this front in this moment that clearly is getting reaction all over the world already. Elena, thank you very much. John?
Well, so interesting there, if we can keep those numbers up for just a second. Huge drops in oil prices of more than 10%. That's just this morning. And
Told you Trump was winning, man. I told you Trump was winning. Booyah. Do you guys think I should probably get into oil? Maybe I should get into the United States Oil Fund and start swing trading the volatility of oil. What do you guys think? Give me one moment. I got to answer this call. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Thank you so much, Tiny Lion Gaming, for the happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, yum yum. Happy poop, happy poop, happy poop, yum yum. Thank you so much for the happy poop gift. If anybody wants to send any virtual gifts, I am always more than happy to accept the virtual gifts. So don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream. We got Tiny Lion Gaming in the house. We got Annie in the house. We got a whole bunch of people, sexy people in the house today on the stream. So I appreciate you guys quite a bit. So basically, yeah, one of those extended warranty callers called me. Hey, Luke Lagoy, thank you so much for the 100 for 2 jewels. I appreciate it, Brony. Everybody give a shout out to Luke Lagoy for sending a 100 for 2 jewels. I really do appreciate it, brother.
And then the stock market, an impressive positive opening, but to a certain extent, I think the stock market has already taken into account that a deal or progress was likely between the United States and Iran. But those drops in the oil prices, let's just keep those numbers up. You don't see movements like that almost ever. Now 11 points down just in the last 10, 20 minutes. We do have a new Trump Truth Social post here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just going to read this to you. This literally just happened a few seconds ago. Donald Trump posting this. The Strait of Hormuz is completely open and ready for business and full passage, but the naval blockade will remain in full force and effect as it pertains to Iran only until such time as our transaction with Iran is 100% complete. This process should go very quickly, and that most of the points are already negotiated. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President.
Donald Trump basically shook his fist, yelled at Iran, which they deserved, by the way. Double tap your screen if you believe that Donald Trump yelling at Iran may have actually helped. I bet you Donald Trump threatened them through and through. And that's the thing about Trump. Trump is very smart. He doesn't live by the golden rule. The golden rule states, what the golden rule states primarily is you got to treat others the way you want to be treated. But to be honest, not everybody wants to be treated the way that you want to be treated. So what you have to do is you have to work on a different terminology. You have to rephrase that mindset. You treat others the way they want to be treated, right? So you have to kind of observe the person. You have to observe the type of person that you're working with, their personality traits, and you have to understand how do they want to be treated. Not everybody wants to be treated the same. Some people want direct answers. Some people want to be complimented a lot. You have to understand the person you're negotiating with. In this instance, he understands that the only way to get through to these people is to basically yell at them and basically verbally threaten them because they're a crappy country and they have a crappy mindset. So Trump did the right thing. Trump did the right thing. And when I say the crappy mindset, I mean that for the Iranian government specifically. I think the Iranian people are done. I think the Iranian people don't want to live under the rule of Islam anymore. And why would they? Islam is terrible. It's awful. Anyway, let's keep going. Make sure that you guys double tap your screen to like the stream. It does help the channel and the algorithm quite a bit. So don't forget to double tap the screen to like the stream. Thank you so much. Let's react to something else. Breaking news, of course, Iran declared. Let's see what the Fox News perspective is real quick.
Hi, Martha. Iran was reportedly asking for a ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon as part of its requirements for some type of peace deal with the United States. Now that the
By the way,
president
Trump
announced
wins.
that 10-day ceasefire between
Trump is a
Israel
winner.
and Lebanon.
Trump is the GOAT, dude. Trump won this. To all the leftists in the chat, we don't care what you think. We don't care what you think in the chat. To all the leftists, Trump won, dude. Oh, Tiny Lion Gaming, what are you doing, dude? It's okay. I mean, you do your thing, Tiny Lion Gaming. We respect you. We love you. Oh, my God. Bidets are pretty cool, though, dude. The bidet turned me gay. That could be a rap song, though. The bidet turned me gay. The bidet turned me gay. Tiny Lion Gaming, dude, getting it, dude.
Yesterday, moments ago, the foreign minister of Iran announced that the Strait of Hormuz, behind me in the distance in the Persian Gulf, is declared completely open for the remaining period
great,
of
man.
ceasefire.
No, it should be completely
things
open.
Apparently
Absolutely.
on the upswing here in the Gulf. We can report here in the UAE, there's been about a week of calm now. No incoming missiles or drones from Iran after weeks and weeks of
No, this is a good thing, man. Everybody should be celebrating right now.
almost endless attacks coming from Iran. Also, the U.S. State Department ended its shelter-in-place order for U.S. government employees in this country. Obviously, the State Department urging people to still take shelter if needed. And then, of course, behind me in the Gulf, we're on day 5 now of the U.S. blockade that apparently has been going down without any reported incident or major confrontation. In fact, CENTCOM says at least 14 vessels.
Yeah, I think Iran saw those ships and they were like, oh, shit. That's pretty much what happened, dude. They saw the ships and they were like, fuck. We're screwed if we try anything. So, good for Trump, man. By the way, if you guys think that Trump is winning, double tap the screen to like the stream. If you guys think the U.S. and Trump have officially basically won this war, double tap the screen to like the stream. All right? Double tap the screen to like the stream. It really does help the channel in a lot of ways, but it makes me feel good. Music makes me feel good. Music makes me feel good. All right. Hell yeah, though. I'm just very happy with the result of this war. I'm not a big fan of war. And look, this only lasted about 6 or 7 weeks. Everybody said, oh, this is going to be a forever war. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, forever war, forever war, forever war. Trump's evil, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, this ended up being like short as hell, dude. No, the U.S. won, dude. The U.S. Double tap your screens if you guys think the U.S. won. If you guys think the U.S. has basically won this war and this war's done and over with, double tap your screen to like the stream, because we're not gonna be bullied by a bunch of leftists on Vertical Live. Hell no. I refuse to be bullied by a bunch of leftists on Vertical Live. I'm going to say it as I think it. I'm going to say what I believe. And look, Iran lost, is all I'm saying. Iran lost the battle. They lost the war. Iran has been completely cooked, is what I'm trying to get at. And I think you all, if you guys look within your heart of hearts, you'll understand Iran lost. Period. End of story. Iran lost this. They are done. Iran is cooked. How hard is this for you guys to understand? Iran did not win this. Iran lost. Repeat after me, Democrats. Iran got decimated. The U.S. won, and this is a positive victory for Donald Trump. Period. End of story. It's a positive victory for Donald Trump. It's a positive victory for the rest of the world, if we're going to be quite honest. Because guess what? Now Iran can't bully its neighbors. Iran's a bully. Iran has been a bully in the Middle East for a very long time, and now they finally can't bully anybody else. So it's a win-win situation, whether you realize it or not. You know? It is absolutely a win-win situation.
Have heeded the United States commands to either turn back to the ports of Iran or not violate their blockade. Now, the latest update from CENTCOM also says that they've been escorting people around the blockade, and here's some audio that the United States released.
Motor Vessel Molly, this is Warship 112. We will be escorting you to your next port of call. Thank you for your cooperation. This is Warship 112, standing by at channel 16.
Okay, let's keep going. But yeah, thank you guys for double tapping the screen to like the stream. Though we've had a lot of people loving the stream. I've gotten a lot of compliments, shockingly, on the show, and I just want to say thank you guys for all the compliments, for all the support. We've been getting so much support actually that it's kind of overwhelming sometimes, and just really thankful. Give me another moment though. I have to look up something real quick. Hold on. Give me just a few more seconds, everybody. This may take a few more moments, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure just yet. Hold on. Yeah, there's something I'm trying to figure out here real quick, you guys. Sorry about that. And I want to see if I can get it just right. Motive mix virtual output. Motive mix virtual output. Volume Windows. Okay. Let me see what that, because I'm trying to figure out a couple more things. Sorry about that, you guys. I've been doing a little more audio troubleshooting than usual, and trying to get things just right for the show. But thank you guys for double tapping the screen to like the stream, though. It does help. Yeah, this will take a few more moments, though. Sorry about that. Let's try printing the screen real quick. Okay, give me a few more seconds, you guys. It's taking a little longer than expected. My apologies. Give me just a few moments. Okay, cool. So everything looks great. Fabulous. Okay, cool. Okay, everything's looking good to go, I think, for now. Let's roll, man. You know what time it is.
And yesterday, the president announced that 10-day ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel. In an update from Israel minutes ago, an official says the IDF remains in Lebanon to hold all the locations it has cleared and captured. The IDF writing, the goal we defined, the disarmament of Hezbollah through military or political means, was and remains the campaign's objective to which we are committed. Currently, significant political leverage has been created through the direct involvement of the U.S. president and a commitment to this goal while applying pressure to the Lebanese government. Now, here in the United Arab Emirates, the U.S. State Department lifted that shelter-in-place warning for U.S. government workers, and the UAE is declaring victory over Iran. An official writing here, yes, Iran lost, and yes, the UAE won. We were subjected to more than 2,800 Iranian missiles and drones, and we shot down 96% of them.
Heck yeah, dude. Iran definitely lost. This is what I've been telling everybody. Iran lost. I know you guys don't want to admit this. Iran lost, and look at the government of Iran deserved to lose. That's the point I've been trying to make here. Uncle Chris, what up, dude? Uncle Chris, what up? We got many, 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 many people. Many men. Many, 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 many men.
The American...
By the way, if you guys think that Iran lost, double tap the screen to like the stream. One more time. If you guys believe that Iran lost this war, and they did, double tap the screen to like the stream. Once again, double tap your screen to like the stream. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, man.
Role after this war will be greater. This Emirati and Gulf partnership with Washington came after long years of relations, mutual trust, and joint investments. Now, back live here on the Gulf, we are, of course, monitoring the potential for a second round of peace talks, perhaps in Pakistan this weekend. Yesterday, the president said that those negotiations could be happening in Pakistan, and he even said there's a possibility that he may head there, but we'll continue to see what happens, because now that Iran has apparently relinquished its self-proclaimed control over the Strait of Hormuz, perhaps these peace talks do not have to happen in Pakistan, but we are tracking it hour by hour, and we'll keep you updated. Martha, Bill.
Yeah, very interesting. Interesting.
Maybe they'll finally just agree to everything. I mean, these talks, I thought they were going to be wholly unproductive. I really did. I thought, I don't think this is going to work. Give me a moment.
Statement from the Dubai media office there. Thanks for sharing that with us, Matt Fenn.
Yeah, a lot of things popping by the hour. Just on the map over here, we're just taking it back to the Persian Gulf. This has been the area of the interest, really, for the entire world for the past 48 days.
Hell yeah.
I want to show you this on the map now. These are the vessels in the Persian Gulf, all right? So in red, since the start of the war, these are the vessels that have been basically at a standstill in the Gulf off the coast of Basra and Iraq.
All right.
off the coast of Kuwait, many off of Saudi Arabia. Look how much they're bunched up around the United Arab Emirates. I mean, just so many of these ships have been stuck here. I want to swing over here and show you the impact of the U.S. blockade on Iranian ports. The blockade's only been in place for a couple of days, and right now you can argue this has been
Seems to be pretty effective
so far. This is Monday of this week, right? April 13th. This is Oman. Here is Iran, here is Pakistan, and here is the line that the U.S. Navy drew for all vessels.
So this is the
coming
line,
in and out
huh?
of
This is the
Iranian
line
ports.
they drew.
All these vessels in red, they made a stop in an Iranian port for something.
Oh,
and
shit.
the blue ships are the Navy blockade out here in the Gulf of Oman. Also a bit later on the same day, on Monday, you saw more red ships come out this way. That means they stopped at an Iranian port for something. They were all turned back. That was on Monday. Then on Tuesday, a similar pattern. The red ships, the vessels coming across that blockade line. In total, by the end of the day.
Yeah, Iran's lost this, dude. Basically what he's saying is that Iran's screwed. The blockade is in place, and Iran's got nothing that they could do. Iran's cooked, dude. Iran is cooked. And I think you guys can agree with that, right? Come on. You guys have half a brain. You guys can agree with that Iran's done for, man. Iran's got nothing they could do. I mean, Iran's really got nothing that they could do. By the way, double tap the screen to like the stream. If you guys think that I'm right on the money, double tap your screen if you agree. But look, man, I think we can all agree that Iran is cooked. Iran has been cooked. Iran had no shot at winning this. And I think it's pretty damn obvious. But, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what ultimately ends up happening. But yeah, I just... it's crazy, man. Cray. Small Wiener Gang. Small Wiener Gang. Hell yeah. Thank you, Joe AR, for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it, my brony bro. You're a pink brony bro. And you dance at the gay clubs. Oh, my God. We're just having fun. On the stage in Nahoos.
Tuesday, we had at least 14 vessels that have been stopped by the U.S. Navy, and that's where we stand right now, at a stalemate. Former CIA Station Chief Dan Hoffman joins us now. Dan, good morning to you. I want to get your reaction on the breaking news. How do you analyze what we're hearing out of Tehran now?
I think that statement about the Strait of Hormuz is a significant confidence-building measure. It's the first steps, potentially, for a framework whereby we dial down our military involvement and get to the stage where we can have real diplomatic negotiations.
They don't want the microwave weapon. Yeah, that's true.
We've started that process, but the negotiations, I think, are going to be painstaking. I don't have any hope that there's going to be an immediate agreement, but there is the potential for the framework for an agreement, whereby we see free passage through the Strait of Hormuz and
hopefully
the corresponding impact on the global economy and our economy here at home.
Dan,
yep.
You know, what do you think pushed us to this point? I mean, it's pretty clear that Iran has figured out, at least for one thing, as I see it, that they're choking off their own economy, that they have hurt themselves by trying to control the Strait of Hormuz.
I mean, it helped us realize that Iran's stupid.
Frederick C. says, this war has helped us understand Iran's seriousness.
No, it helped us realize that Iran's stupidity, that Iran is stupid, that Iran just wants to not only annihilate the world, they want to annihilate themselves. Iran's government had this coming. I know nobody wants to readily admit this, but Iran's government had this coming. Iran got exactly what it deserved. And I think most people can determine that I'm right on this issue more than anything. Yeah, Iran's cooked. Iran's basically cooked.
and that this blockade has been very successful in terms of isolating them.
Yeah, I think the blockade has been successful. I do think Iran has a high threshold for pain, especially when it comes to Iranian citizens. This regime obviously has no problem with violating their human rights and making their lives miserable. But what I think was hanging in the balance was a resumption of U.S. kinetic strikes. And what I think Iran really wants is a continuation of the ceasefire while negotiations carry on. I think that's what they really want. Now, the Trump administration delivered our own confidence-building measure by bringing Israel and Lebanon together for the first time in almost 50 years for a 10-day ceasefire, which was something that Iran wanted. So these are positive steps, but I think it's still tenuous. We need to see how transport actually happens today at the Strait of Hormuz, but there's reason for some guarded optimism right now.
There's no, just quickly, Dan, there's no indication that.
I mean, this does seem pretty good to me. I think, like I've been saying, man, I think a lot of this just seems on the right track. Everything just seems like it's pointing in the right direction, you know? Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with what's happening at all. I think, you know, like I said, Trump made all the right moves. Iran's clearly doesn't know what the heck they're doing. Iran doesn't know what the hell's going on. And, yeah, nobody thinks that nobody believes Iran's even remotely competent to do anything. I mean, basically, all I'm saying is Iran's cooked. Iran is completely cooked.
That the movement has happened in terms of this uranium recovery or a promise from them to not enrich uranium or to continue this program over many years. Is there?
I love it.
No, and look, Iran has said for 20 years that they don't want a nuclear program, right. But of course, behind the scenes, clandestinely, they pursued one.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of sketchy stuff, though, behind the scenes. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that they've been sketchy as hell behind the scenes.
The concern we have, of course, is the disposition of the 1,000 pounds of uranium that they have. And not just nuclear enrichment, but centrifuges, for example. This is where the devil's in the details of an agreement. If Iran were able to develop their centrifuges and we had a time-based moratorium on nuclear enrichment, say 15 or 20 years, then when that expires, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon. I think that's what the president is concerned about, and that's why I don't think he wants to agree.
And the thing is, that was always a possibility, and that's something that needs to be considered, is that they always have the possibility, if they have enough uranium and they enrich enough of it, to create a nuclear weapon and bomb either another country in the Middle East, or they could bomb, if they have a long-range enough missile, they could bomb one of our European allies. And you know what would happen if that did happen? You know what would happen? Everybody would say, why didn't Trump act? Why didn't Trump act? No matter what Trump does, you can't win with the left. The left is always going to be annoying. That's what the left does. They're experts at being annoying. And what Trump did, Trump was in the right, completely 100%. Trump was absolutely in the right. Iran has been completely in the wrong. It's obvious. Double tap the screen if you guys can. Double tap the screen if you think that Iran lost. If you think that the U.S. won, like heavily, double tap your screen as well, because I think it's as obvious as the nose on my face that the U.S. won this and Iran lost heavily.
To any sort of a time-based deal.
Okay, you mentioned Lebanon. Let's focus on that for a moment here, because these two leaders, they could have a handshake at some point soon. We'll see on that. The president shot this out on True Social with regard to Hezbollah, acting in Lebanon for decades now. He said, I hope Hezbollah acts nicely and well during this important period of time. It will be a great moment for them if they do. No more killing, must finally have peace.
Yeah, and there should be. There needs to be peace in Lebanon. I don't know. Israel, like I said, I still don't trust Israel at all. My trust for Israel is very low. But yeah, no, it's just neither here nor there. I'm not going to go into my distrust of Israel. Let's keep going.
Thank you for your attention to this matter. Dan, do you believe in southern Lebanon, where Hezbollah has had such a presence, can the Lebanese army effectively patrol that part of the country? Or do you see the possibility that the Lebanese military goes to war with Hezbollah?
Yeah, so that's the key sticking point right there, Bill. I think Beirut and Tel Aviv, they would like to have an agreement. It's certainly possible that we could have diplomatic relations between Israel and Lebanon.
No, there should be some sort of agreement that comes to fruition, hopefully. Hopefully.
And that would be a good thing. And it's building the capacity of the Lebanese armed forces. We've tried to do this for years, but we really need to dedicate ourselves, not just the United States, but with our European partners as well, so they can take the fight to Hezbollah. They should have a monopoly on the use of force in their own country. They should ensure that Iran does not use a terrorist proxy to inflict harm on other states like Israel. Right now, Israel has about a 6-mile swath of territory they're controlling in southern Lebanon. Prime Minister Netanyahu wants to carry on controlling that area. So, again, this one's going to require some continued diplomatic work.
Not a big fan of Netanyahu. Not a big fan of that guy. That guy creeps me out, bro.
Going forward.
All right, Dan, great to have you on. Instant reaction from Dan Hoffman. Thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all.
Well, basically the Strait of Hormuz is open again. The liberals are going to get pissed because this didn't end up being a forever war like they expected. And, yeah. Let's see what Fox Business has to say. Mornings with Maria.
I would go to Pakistan, yeah. Pakistan has been great. They've been so good.
But yeah, Iran's basically cooked, is what I'm trying to say. Iran lost. You know that Iran lost, everybody. You know Iran deserved to lose. Plain and simple. Iran deserved to lose. And it happened.
Islamabad, I might go. Yeah, I might go. If the deal is signed in Islamabad, I might go. The field marshal has been great. The prime minister has been really great in Pakistan. So I might go.
President Trump telling reporters he'd go to Pakistan himself to seal the deal with Iran ahead of a potential next round of negotiations, which is coming this weekend. Now, this after the president formally announced a 10-day ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel, inviting both sides to the White House for further talks. President saying this on Truth Social, quote, "I hope Hezbollah acts nicely and well during this important period of time. It will be a great moment for them if they do. No more killing, must finally have peace." I want to bring in Heritage Senior Research Fellow Steve Yates.
Heck yeah, man. Trump daddy wins, dude.
Hey,
Trump daddy
Steve,
wins, dude.
You think Hezbollah is going to be nice?
I would not.
I don't think they are. I don't think Hezbollah is going to be nice, but let's see. I mean, Trump is speaking their language. He's yelling at them. It's the only way to really do it. You got to yell at these types. You got to yell at them, man. If you guys think that Trump is the man, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys really do believe, like I do, that Donald Trump did the right thing, double tap your screen to like the stream. Look, we're tired of the woke left telling us what to think, telling us what to do. If you guys are tired of the woke left, the same way that I am, double tap your screen, man. Double tap that screen, bro. Hey, Tiny Lion Gaming, thank you for sending the chili for 6 jewels. I really do appreciate it, brony. Everybody give a shout out to Tiny Lion Gaming. Appreciate you, man. Oh, man, oh, man. But yeah, I love what Trump is doing right now. I think that Trump's on the right path. Obviously there's a lot of people who are angry with Trump. Don't know why. Like, I legitimately am not too sure the reasoning behind it, but dude, Trump's doing all the right stuff, man. I've also noticed that my microphone, I could probably be, let's see, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing in the hot range, testing in the low range. I think 22 decibels feels like the right number.
Never assume that. After all, given the nature of that regime and all the death, destruction, disruption they've given over so long. However, I think the president has done all the right things to get the government of Israel and government of Lebanon on the same side, and maybe a little bit more of the world seeing Hezbollah for what it is, and that it's ultimately a threat to Lebanon. And so we are, I think, in the right place to try to contain that malign influence. The Iranians tried to...
Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah.
Use that as another point of leverage, which sort of was an admission that Hezbollah is an extension of them.
We got Bob in the house. What's going on, Bob? How you doing, bro?
That mattered to the remnants of this regime that is seemingly on its last legs in Tehran. So I think that it's an uncertain thing. We can never. It's more in the category of don't trust, just verify.
Well, and that's the question mark, I think, here, is that if you've got this economic pressure, you've got the blockade in place, of course, which stifles their economy, hundreds of millions of dollars a day that they're losing, according to one report this week. How does that affect their ability to fund the proxies? Or, Steve, has that funding already gone to the proxies, not just, I'm thinking about Hezbollah, but also the Houthis?
It takes a while to be able to track where the funding has gone and whether that's sort of temporary adjustments or it's a strategic choice that this is now cut off. The tools that have been opened up to the Secretary of Treasury are unprecedented in the sense that since 9/11, this is probably the widest aperture, and part of that is because the Iranians attacked, I think very non-strategically, a lot of our Arab allies, and what that did was make them willing to open up their financial systems to American tools. We have economic nuclear weapons, just like we have military nuclear weapons. And I think that the access to the international financial system, the forensic access to those accounts, helps us really get at where are these funds and how do we stop them.
Yeah, even if it's in Bitcoin?
Well, that is a world
Bitcoin, my Clickcoin.
That I can't say that I fully understand.
Bitcoin should never be utilized. Bitcoin is used by Ponzi artists, and Bitcoin is trash. It's not a real financial instrument. It's a Ponzi scheme. Just want to let everybody know that. And, yeah. And honestly, it should be treated as such. It's a Ponzi scheme. Period. End of story. Like, if anybody thinks... Here's the thing. If anybody thinks that it's not a Ponzi scheme, I don't know what to tell you. But it's absolutely a Ponzi scheme. I mean, Bitcoin is the king of Ponzis. Yeah, Bitcoin is literal trash. Exactly. Agreed. I think most people would agree with me on that one, actually. I think most people would agree with me that Bitcoin is Clickcoin. It's completely ridiculous. It's phony baloney dildo money. You know what I mean? It's just not... It's not right. It's not real. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Bitcoin, obviously. You guys know that. We on the Michael Gaza show, we do not love Bitcoin. We do not love Bitcoin at all. We do believe it's Ponzi money on this show, for sure. What do you guys think, though? Double tap the screen if you guys think that Bitcoin is Ponzi money. And if you guys think that Bitcoin is used by primarily criminals, double tap your screen to like the stream. If you guys think Bitcoin sucks, though, definitely double tap the screen to like the stream, though. Absolutely. 100%. But no, overall, I think that the U.S. is on the right path, and I think everybody knows in their heart of hearts that, I mean, this war is pretty much over. The war is basically over. Here, here. Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you guys. But yeah, it's just the way it is. I mean, it's clearly, I mean, the war is clearly done and over with at this point. I mean, I wouldn't say clearly, but it seems pretty damn done to me, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It just seems done. It just seems over with. And that's it. Okay. So, let's see what else we could talk about. Let's keep reacting to this, though. I'm kind of curious about this.
And how it's controlled. But I think what we do is just follow stoicism. Control the things we know we can control.
Understood, Steve. No, I understand.
Control the things we know we can control. That's important, man. That is honestly an important thing to remember. It's something I try to remember every day. Yeah. Smart as hell, dude. I love it. But yeah, I think as long as you can at least... You know, he's right. Maintain control of what you can actually control. There's no point in trying to control things outside of you, you know? And yeah, it's just one of those... I think it's just one of those facts of life that you should never try to control things outside of what you are, you know? Because what would be the point of that, ultimately? You know what I mean? I think that, for instance, you know, if you're trying to win a battle, for example, you know, you got to try to win the battle by any means necessary. And I think that what we're doing in, I think what we're doing in Iran is important stuff. Well, I think 21 decibels is where we need to be. There we go. 21 decibels sounds about right. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I was trying to fix the microphone gain a little bit, but yeah, no. Overall, I think that President Trump has made all the right moves. I think a lot of people are obviously going to complain about what he's doing. I think the job he's done has been fabulous. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with him, man. I think he's made all the right moves. He's done all the right things. And to those of you who are complaining about it, you know, it's like, you know, good for you. Keep complaining. Do your thing. That's about it. Other than that, we got really nothing to say to you, except for good luck with your complaining. And, you know, we see it a lot. We see a lot of people complaining about, you know, the job that Trump has done. He's done a great job, by the way, honestly. I love what Trump's doing, man. It's sad that people don't realize that he's actually doing the right shit. You know, but whatever. That's on them at the end of the day. That's on them. Now, I do want to apologize. We have been tweaking the audio a little bit, quite a bit, during the show. We're trying to find the right mix. I feel like we might need to go back down to 20 decibels, I feel like, is the right... I think, yeah, 20 decibels feels right. There we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. I think because we're trying not to sound too soft, but we're trying not to sound too loud either. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to send I'm actually going to do a recording real quick, and this recording is going to be specifically for this recording is going to be specifically for ChatGPT to analyze. This recording is for ChatGPT to analyze. I'm trying to figure out if we're on the right track. Am I too quiet, too loud? What are the sound dynamics? This is only a test recording. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Trying to make sure that everything is okay with the, with the audio overall. And if we can get to the right points, then, then we don't have to worry too much about the audio levels. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Here we go. Now I'm going to upload that to ChatGPT real quick. ChatGPT. Yeah, because we're trying not to overdo the audio. We're trying not to live in the red too much, but we're also trying not to live too low below the yellow. I think being in the yellow is exactly where we need to be for the show overall, and I want to thank you guys for working with me while I test out the audio. I do believe that 20 decibels actually might be just the right spot. Just the right spot. Like, we're right there. And figuring out where we need to be, man, that's half the battle. It's half the battle of this show, man. Figuring out what the audio levels need to be and what works, what doesn't. Yeah. Audio seems pretty good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just didn't want it to be too loud or too soft. I wanted it to be just right for the audience. And like I said, figuring this part of it out is really just half the battle. And let me upload this to GPT. I got to upload something to GPT real quick. I got to upload that file that I just recorded. Okay, give me a few more seconds, and okay. The good news is, we're kind of living in the edge of the yellow at the beginning of the red, so I think we're actually doing pretty good as far as audio is concerned on this, which is nice. Like I always say, we're trying to find the right audio input levels, and we're trying not to go too low, but we're trying not to go too high either. So we're trying to get it just right, where the audio levels need to be most of the time. And like I said, I'm trying to live in the yellow, but also not too far into the yellow on the microphone. So yeah, I think the 20 decibels seems to be just the right amount, more than one would realize. And yeah. Hey guys, I gotta you guys come on. I gotta focus on the audio. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to make sure this is just right, so that way new people coming in can hear a very decent stream. So it matters to me. I want to make sure that the stream is decent. I want to make sure the audio is not overwhelming, obviously, but the focus on audio is definitely a real thing for me. Maybe I'm a little paranoid. As long as I'm not peaking, I guess that is a good thing, yeah. And it's cool because I'm staying in the red, and it's not peaking at all, which is really, really good. It kind of gets to the peaking almost, but not really. Nice. Yeah, so I think 20 decibels seems about right, and I don't want to I don't want to live in the red and clip. No clipping. All right, so we won't focus on the audio as much. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry. Let's keep going.
Stan, and I agree with you. The tools that the Treasury Secretary have been given have been nothing short of phenomenal to track the money. And speaking of Scott Bessent, he put Chinese banks on notice, warning they're going to face secondary sanctions if Iranian money is seen flowing through their system. Watch this.
And that's good, man, because China, if they're allowing the Iranian regime to have bank accounts through them, I can understand putting those sanctions down on China. Absolutely.
Chinese banks received letters from the U.S. Treasury. I'm not going to identify the banks, but we told them that if we can prove that there is Iranian money flowing through your accounts, then we are willing to put on.
Okay, Annie, I'm good. At least I'm actually pretty satisfied with that. If the audio is actually sounding good, That does make me feel better. Okay, let's keep going.
Secondary sanctions.
Yeah.
And President Trump told
Here we
Maria
go.
earlier this week that Xi Jinping wrote him a letter that China was not aiding Iran in the conflict. Fox News has confirmed the contrary, that Iran used a Chinese spy satellite to target.
Oh, shit. Did they? Did they? Oh. So Iran used a Chinese satellite to target U.S. bases. So China is in bed with Iran. Of course they are. Of course they are, allegedly.
American military bases across the Middle East. There are leaked documents showing the IRGC purchased the satellite in 2024 after it was launched into space by China. This allows Iran to capture images of major U.S. bases in Saudi Arabia and Jordan, Steve. To be clear, that is before the much of the Iranian leadership was taken out by the U.S. military.
Yeah.
Cray, man. Totally cray. Overall, man. Wow. Wowza, gaza.
Well, it's, as former Secretary Don Rumsfeld might say, a known that China has been helping the likes of Russia and Iran. They are core partners of this supposed BRICS alternative to American leadership and allies around the world. And I think it's super important that people like Secretary Bessent and other members of the cabinet bring the president evidence of it's one thing what other leaders say. And the president wasn't born yesterday. He knows that people will say things to him that are meant to influence more than to inform, and foreign leaders especially so. But he can say what he wants to shape the environment for negotiations. But he wants to have in his pocket the evidence of, I know what you did last summer, and be able to
Oh, shit, I know what you did last summer. Oh, my God. No, I think that Trump's doing the right thing, though. It is one of the best things about Trump, man. I do think he's doing everything right. I really do. I think he's playing his cards right. He's playing the hand right in a lot of ways. So, no, I love what Trump is doing. Some people obviously don't, but whatever. It doesn't really matter what other people think in this instance. Trump daddy's right, bro.
To have credible action taken, and Secretary Bessent is putting those options on the table, and he's right. We did this with the North Korean negotiations 20+ years ago, where they were saying that there wasn't help there, but we had forensic evidence, and we put some banks in China on notice of being primary money laundering concerns, and that was leverage used to try to move those negotiations forward.
You know, Chris Johnson says, I mean, Chris, the question mark here now especially is because of this upcoming meeting between President Trump and Xi Jinping, and that's why that was, I thought, a very important part of the Maria interview with him, that those conversations are happening, whether or not the president goes to China. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I think it would be a huge risk for the president to go to China and meet with Xi, especially in the midst of this conflict. And so I think Steve's right that it is a known that China is playing a role in this conflict. And so unless there is an intention to make sure that China is not actively engaged in this and not supporting our enemies in Iran, this meeting is a non-starter in a lot of ways.
And, you know, Steve, final word to you. The Chinese have more to lose than anyone here on a global scale because of the amount of oil that they import from Iran, which has now been shut off for a week. And I think people forget how quickly those...
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Hold on. Let me, I got to answer something real quick. Hold on. Okay, give me just a few more moments. I have an idea. I think I figured out the precise level of where I need to be. Give me a few moments. Stand by. Maybe we should be at 20 on there. Got it. Okay, so I think 20 might be the sweet spot. It's a little quieter than what it should be, but it still doesn't it doesn't peak out too much is the good thing. Testing 1 2 3. Give me another moment, you guys. Sorry about that. Give me just a second, you guys. Okay, we're going up a bit. We're going up to the 22 decibel range. Now, it may be a little higher than usual, so I do want to apologize overall if this actually sounds a little too rough. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1, testing 2. Okay, that actually sounds better than I thought. Okay, we're on the right levels. We're going to do one more test here real quick. Okay, this is another test. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Just making sure that my voice is right for YouTube at the levels that this recording is currently at. Sorry, you guys. Give me another moment. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Bear with me, everybody. This is really important to me, guys. This is why I'm really doing everything I can to make sure that this is better. Okay, so I'm sending this over to you. I'm sending this over to ChatGPT real quick. Give me another moment. Okay, appreciate it. I appreciate it, you guys. I know that you guys are getting pissed at me. Some of you guys are. I know Annie's very forgiving. But I know some of you guys are like, why does he keep testing the audio live? It's because it's honestly live is the best response. I think 22 might be a little too high. It doesn't seem like it's clipping, though. That's the beauty. So as long as it's not really clipping, I mean, we're in the right space. It feels like, we do have a limiter on this, but overall, I mean, it seems that the audio quality is perfect. Yeah, I like this. This is good. 22 seems about right. Okay. Okay, so I think we found the sweet spot here. 22, I think, really is the best spot we could land on. It's not too loud, not too quiet. Maybe just right. Maybe. So if the Luff's 17.9, I think we're good. That might just be it. We'll keep doing 22, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
Supplies are burned through at refineries around the world. A week of a blockade is an incredible hit to the Chinese.
For sure it is, and it's going to be one where there'll be a little bit of a delayed sonic boom for them. It's not just right now. It's going to linger longer.
Yeah,
and so I think
absolutely.
whether it's by intent or just
100.
by luck going through this process, the president really has exposed some big vulnerabilities China has. They have complete dependency on access to the world's largest consumer market, us. President Trump knows that, and he's adjusted policy accordingly. They are very dependent on imported.
China might be kind of screwed, actually. That's what I'm thinking. China might be kind of screwed in some ways. Give me just another moment, though. I got to try one more thing. Sorry. Blah. Got it. Okay. I think that is it. That is exactly where we need to be. Perfecto. Got it.
Oil and gas from the
I
Middle
figured it
East.
out, everybody.
The president now has made that very, very clear to everyone. It should be clear to leaders
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Beijing
yeah,
and their
yeah.
followers.
Here
and I
we
think that puts the
go
lie to the notion that
again.
America's
Oh,
on decline and
yeah.
China's on the inevitable rise.
Oh,
We're on
yeah,
top right
yeah.
now, and we aim to stay that way. And we're kind enough to negotiate with you some kind of fair peace. But we're not going to be taken advantage of. And I think that puts the president in the best possible position.
When he sat down with Maria this week, he said the same thing he said, look, this will include China. If you help the Iranians, I will throw tariffs on you. And that threat is real. Steve Yates, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right.
My man Trump is not afraid to throw tariffs in the face of an enemy. Absolutely. And which is smart, because sometimes you have to, if somebody like China is doing what they're doing, you have to kind of do something. You have to, there's something that's got to be done. You know what I mean? Can't just sit on your knees. Can't just sit there and just take it, you know? But, okay, you guys, I'm going to do one more audio recording. I think we hit the sweet spot for once, but just in case, give me a moment. Audio recording test, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. This is just a simple test for ChatGPT to figure out if the audio is good on this. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. This is just basic spoken content. I'm getting kind of close to the mic, getting a little further away, but honestly, it looks like we're pretty good. And there we go. Okay, so while I'm letting ChatGPT do this, I'm going to check on the chicken. I'm not choking the chicken. Just want to let you know. I know that's what you guys think I'm doing. Checking on the chicken here. Okay, checking on the chicken that I'm cooking. BRB, LOL. Make sure that you guys, if you guys can, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow in a lot of ways. We're trying to kick some butt on the YouTubes, as always. But yeah, give me just another moment, though. I think we got, it feels like the audio is pretty good now. I feel like we've done the right thing with the audio overall, and yeah, this will take just a few more moments, though. Thank you guys for your patience.
Larson Christopher says, audio sounds good. Good job, Nerdish.
I think I'm finally satisfied. I'm having ChatGPT check something real quick. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, everything looks really good. Yep. Okay, perfect. The audio is suitable for YouTube. I'll take it. I will take it to the bank, man. I will take it to the bank. Audio is looking good. It's not too loud, not too quiet. It's exactly where we wanted it to be. Cool, cool. We're ready. We're pretty and we're ready. All right, I'm going to check on the chicken. Okay. Here we go. The goat. The goat has arrived. Welcome to the show. All right. There we go, dude. Oil prices plunge.
All right, let's get a look at the markets, and you can see where things are headed here, up 159 points at the open for the Dow Jones Industrials, which have been flat really since the beginning of the year. But this news of the Iranian foreign minister announcing that the Strait of Hormuz is open, basically the back has been broken of this standoff with Iran. So we're We're glad to have with us Guy Benson, Fox News political analyst and host of The Guy Benson Show on Fox News Radio, and David Asman, Fox business anchor. Gentlemen, great to have both of you with us. David, let me start with you. Your reaction to what we're hearing and to the open of the market this morning.
Well, the Iranian got kind of topped out because everybody says that's why the markets are doing well. No, the markets did well when gold went below $90. That's when markets began to do well.
Gold going below 90s. Actually kind of not bad. Markets are looking all right, though. Yeah, S&P's up. I'm going to sell part of this one, though, real quick here. Sell that. I'm just making sure I got enough capital sitting on the side to where I could swing trade effectively. I got plenty of capital, actually. In fact, I have more than I can deal with. Yeah, I was able to sell at a pretty high price, and yeah, everything's looking gorgeous, man. Yeah, everything's looking good. I'm just checking out all the different things right now. Now that the markets are really high, hopefully they start going down tomorrow so I could buy them on the dip. You guys know me, man. I'm a forever dip buyer when it comes to stocks. I mean, that's just kind of how I operate. Naturally, the greatest dip buyer of all time. This is how I roll.
It wasn't so much that they got a sense
That's how I
of
got to
what
roll,
the
bro.
Iranians were
That's
gonna
how I
say
got to
about
do it.
this, but it was just they were
Hell
looking
yeah.
at everything that
Fuck
happened. I mean, we've talked about this. I peeked in right before this hit, and I think that this just shows that Trump won. Trump won, and the Arab nations won. The Arab nations with which we've been united since his first term won as well, because they saw Iran as the main enemy. Iran lost. China lost big time. They were losing money. They didn't want to switch to another supplier because they'd have to pay a lot more. The EU lost because they didn't pitch in to help at all with this. And I think Democrats lost.
No, they did not. Hold on, I got to close the window real quick. Okay, so we're back. All right, my pink bronies. You guys claim to be pink brony bros, but are you? Who here is the real pink brony bro? And you dance at the gay clubs, oh my god, and I'm just having fun on the stage in my hooves while wearing a man thong. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm always wearing the man thong. Give me just a few more moments. Today's a good day to keep testing the mic. No, just kidding. No, I feel like we're on the right. Like I said, I feel like we're on the right path overall, and all that shit. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The one who were just totally over the top, saying there's no way this is going to. The blockade was a brilliant move by Donald Trump. That united the United States.
Yeah, the blockade helped. It really did, because the only thing that Iran understands is threats. They understand if they're threatened and they can't do anything, they have to surrender. Simple as that.
With China, it united the United States with the EU that didn't have enough jet fuel, for goodness sakes, because of the block. So
in the end, you may prove to be right with everything you said. However, the war is not over. Just a couple caveats here. The blockade stays, which means Iran could continue to be starved of financial money.
The blockade remains, will remain in full force, hell yeah.
Any sort of economic lifeline. The regime is still in power. We don't know the fate of the nuclear dust or the fate or the future of its nuclear program. What we do know is that the ceasefire in Lebanon between Hezbollah and Israel, that was very important to Iran. So that is in effect as of today for the next 9 days and counting, 10 days total. Guy, where do you think we are?
I agree.
You on David's team?
I agree with David that the blockade has been a huge success for the U.S. military and a brilliant stroke by the Trump administration. I also agree that it appears that the Iranians have blinked here in a very significant way. That being said, to echo one of your previous guests, I take everything with a giant chunk of salt from Iran. They say many things, they lie all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Iran will lie to their enemy. It's actually one of the things about Islam. Tell your enemy what they want to hear, essentially, and then just basically, fool your enemy, essentially. Trick your enemy is what they're really trying to do.
So it's a trust but verify situation. And just because this seems to have at least been temporarily resolved in a positive way, and the markets love it, obviously, the underlying issues, the demands from the administration.
Oh, yeah, the markets made it very clear that they love it, man. Every single market I could ever touch right now is up. In a crazy, crazy way. Yeah, everything's just pretty much up, man. All the companies that I love, all the companies that I invest in, they're up. They're looking good. Yeah, everything's looking steady. Profits all day long in a juicy man thong, dude. Hell yeah. I love it, bro. I love it. Juicy. Everybody's wearing their juicy man thong all day long in my juicy man thong. Everybody's wrong when I say I'm in my man thong, in my man thong, in my man thong, in my man thong, in my man thong. Everybody's pissed When I'm in my man-thon. Kemoy Chapman. Thank you so much for sending the stars for 2 jewels. Appreciate it. We just Kemoy Chapman comboed 8 times. Thank you so much for the stars for 2 jewels. I appreciate it, my pink brony bro. And yeah, dude. So think about this: 24 ships protect each other. Carrier is the tank in the group. The sub is the. Yeah, dude. Honestly, basically they have a strong armada right now, bro. Strong armada. Straight up. It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah, and ultimately the U.S. wins this one, man. The U.S. ultimately wins all this. It's just the way it goes, man. Winners, winning. No, it is a win-win situation, though, for sure. So Larson Christopher is a former U.S. Navy sailor with 2 carrier deployments. Understand how... Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's wild just how powerful a lot of our military ships are. It's crazy. Wow. Cray though, dude. Cray. Yeah, I mean, everything that is happening is pretty wild if you think about it. I mean, it's just crazy sometimes. It's a little overwhelming too, but a little crazy, I'll admit. It's wild, man. Wild.
Remain the same and so far unfulfilled. If the Iranians are serious about putting this to bed permanently and having any
Which I don't think the Iranians are serious, man. I just don't trust them.
chance of the regime surviving, which I hope it does not, but if they want this to go away and maybe come into the normal world, so to speak, they need to completely abandon their nuclear programs, totally. They need to give up what Trump calls the nuclear dust. They have to forswear terrorism, so on and so forth.
And that's the problem. One of the reasons why Iran can't have a nuclear weapon is because of how much they've funded terrorism. They have been the #1 state sponsor of terrorism for a long time. They kill their own citizens, and honestly, they're just a bad country. They're a bad government, I should say. And it's a government that doesn't deserve to have any form of power. That's the honest truth. That's the honest take. And why would they deserve power at all? You know what I mean? I don't think they deserve it. I really don't think they deserve it at all. And why would they? Power is reserved for those who are not doing terrible things like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way I see it. That's the way I call it on this one. You know, it's ridiculous. And I am very proud of what Donald Trump has done, man. Donald Trump has accomplished quite a bit in an extremely short amount of time, and he's done such a hell of a job, man. Shippy is what you typed. No, but Donald Trump has done a heck of a job, and I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of him. Hey, and Trump won, man. The U.S. won, Trump won. I mean, he just silenced the Democrats, basically. Trump essentially just silenced the Democrats completely. They know that Trump won. They know that Trump did the right stuff, and it pisses them off at the end of the day. Because it's not even a secret. The Democrats have openly said they don't want Trump to win. They want to see Trump fail. And that's the truth. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. That is the truth. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's the reality.
The demands that the vice president brought to those negotiations in Islamabad were exactly correct, and they don't disappear because of this development. I hope that the pressure has now squeezed them so hard that they're willing to get serious. This seems like a cause for cautious optimism, but I'm still waiting and seeing.
It's a step in the right direction. I will say that. It's definitely a step in the right direction. Something needed to happen. Something had to give too.
What happens next?
Yeah, I mean, it's great news for the market. It's great news for the opening up of the oil markets, for transit in the area. You saw this very strong statement from Dubai, also basically saying, we won, we took the hits, because this is the first time we've seen some of these Gulf states,
Dubai won.
sort of mobilize their own defenses. They were hit. They stood by the United States in this blockade, and I think we do see a very new alliance, or a solidifying of that alliance between the Gulf states and Israel and the United States.
The last thing you said is
the alliance is needed. We need some sort of alliance.
May use ports
it's
in
the way to do it.
Israel now to move their oil. I mean, how extraordinary is that? Also, the other thing that's very different about this oil shock, the past ones, we were at the mercy of the oil sheikhs. At this time, the whole world is at I don't want to say at the mercy, but is dependent on what the United States does. Yes. The U.S. has become the key energy supplier and mover for the whole world.
The only people who are still suffering are the Iranian people, many of whom are still imprisoned, many of whom are on line to be executed in the streets in Tehran.
That pisses me off, man. The Iranian government's actually executing its own people. That still pisses me off to no end.
And they want this regime gone. They want all of this to hurt the regime so deeply that they can't survive, Guy.
Which is the hope, which is the goal for the people of Iran.
I think the regime needs to go away. The Iranian regime just needs to go the hell away. They're evil, they're terrible, and Iran needs a new government. They need new leadership now more than ever.
Praying for them, and it's so important, as you do on your show regularly, Martha, to highlight the barbarity of this regime vis-a-vis the people of Iran. The world screamed about Gaza, often dishonestly, when it came to civilian casualties. A lot of those same people notably silent about the people of Iran, and that's sick.
Okay, so, one more note on this. Economically, as we mentioned here, West Texas crude is down more than 10%.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Oil prices are dropping. That's perfect, man. I mean, hey, when oil prices go down, I mean, that makes my portfolio look pretty juicy. Hey, Trump won. Trump basically won this. And, yeah. He's on the right path, man. Trump won, man. So I got the latest Pixel update, and the Pixel update actually helped out a lot because there was some errors that were occurring in the Robinhood app when I was trying to sell, when I would like open up the, it was really weird, but it's been taken care of, which is nice. This is amazing. Everything's up, man. Everything. Yeah, my portfolio is up like crazy right now, dude. It's up like cray-cray. Yeah, I do want to buy some dips, though, man. Anytime there's dips, that makes me happy.
Just in the last 45 minutes. So the markets are moving in a big way.
There's
David,
a chance that it could go below 80 into the 70s today.
well,
There's a possibility.
we
Is it
would
the low
like
80s
that. I
or
think
low
the break even right now is $60 a barrel is what they're saying. David, thank you. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming.
I knew this would happen, man. I knew that something good would come about this. It would take some time, but ultimately it ended up being the right results, and that's exactly what we were hoping for and exactly what we were looking for, too. So good job, Trump. Trump's the man, dude. Trump knew what he was doing. Trump was doing exactly what needed to be done. And, yeah. Good job, Donald Trump, man. Trump won. Trump won this one, dude. We control the strait. And if you guys think that Trump is the man, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. Once again, if you guys think that Trump is the GOAT, don't forget to tap the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. ChatGPT, can you please tell me why I'm so sexy? Why am I so cute? Why am I so sexy, ChatGPT? Can you tell me what I'm doing today? ChatGPT, can you make me feel so pretty? ChatGPT, can you make me feel pretty? Can you make me feel all pretty and hot? ChatGPT, can you call me a thought? ChatGPT, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. ChatGPT, you are for me. ChatGPT makes me feel sexy. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. ChatGPT makes me feel so sexy, sexy, sexy.
Laugh
sexy.
out loud. It seems backwards in logic to me to say Trump wins after the Strait of Hormuz was opened. It was open before we bombed Iran.
Whoa, disc golf. Consider this. Consider this. Iran can no longer sponsor terrorism. Can no longer sponsor terror. And the evil regime. How do you spell regime? Oh, regime. Yeah, hold on. That's how you spell it. In the evil regime. Oh, fuck. What the hell? So it seems like a big W to me, disc golf, and I know that you're going to disagree with me on this, and that's fine, but it seems like a huge W in my mind. And the reason I think it's a huge W overall, and like I said, there's going to be a lot of people who get pissed off at me for saying this, but I believe it to be true. Look, Iran Iran has been the number one state sponsor of terror for a very, very long time. And it's one of those things that we have to consider. Iran should have never been powerful. Iran should not be powerful. In fact, it's best that Iran has no power at all. The Iranian regime is evil. I know that there's people who want to fight me on this to tooth and nail, but the Iranian regime is pure evil. It's evil in the purest of senses. So, hi Napoleon, how you doing, bro? Good to see you, my brony bro. But no, I'm not a fan of the Iranian regime at all. I think that Iran, Iran in a lot of ways, kind of had to take this. Yeah. I mean, this was increasingly well-deserved, and I think we know this. Yeah, dude, honestly, the stock markets, all the markets are up right now, man. This is crazy. Everything is up. Everything. Which is wild to me. It is wild to me, though, that everything's open. That everything's back up, man. Holy crap. Yeah, portfolio's looking good, man. I will say this. If silver starts dropping rapidly, obviously I'm a swing trader, so I will always be happy to... I mean, maybe I should swing trade oil. I don't know. Because if I had a little bit of oil... Let's just look up oil real quick. Oil. United States Oil Fund... See, oil's one of those things where oil can can drop at any time, and it's like you don't know when it'll go back up. Like silver, silver prices, typically there is an upside eventually when you're buying silver on the dip. So I think I'm just going to stick to buying silver when it dips. I think would probably be my smartest move. But yeah, I made some very, very, very heavy profits, man. I am in profitability range right now. It's crazy. And who knows just how much higher it's going to go. It could go even higher and higher and higher. We don't even know. We don't even know why. Yeah, I'm not a fan of crypto. I just want to let everybody know that. And Mark Salmons, of course, I don't like crypto, dude. You guys know that I think crypto is grifto, right? I've been telling you guys this every single day that I can. Crypto is grifto. I firmly believe that, bro. I firmly believe that crypto is grifto, man. But no, I'm glad that the Strait of Hormuz is reopened. I'm glad that we've pretty much won this war. I still don't trust Iran for the life of me. I don't think President Trump trusts Iran either. And I don't necessarily blame him, man, for not trusting Iran. I mean, why would you? I mean, it's just they're just not trustworthy at this point. And so Trump's making the right decisions in my mind, and go Trump, man. Go Donald Trump, bro. Hells yeah, dude. Trump's on the right track, dude. Trump made me home. Trump made me home. But yeah, no, Trump's really like legitimately doing the right stuff here. And I'm proud of him, man. Nah, but it is a Ponzi scheme. Mark Salmons, I mean, all crypto is a Ponzi scheme. That's one of the reasons why I do bet against it when it goes up rapidly, because I don't trust that it'll be up forever. And usually when it drops pretty heavily. But I don't really short crypto as much as I used to. I don't short Bitcoin as much as I used to. I should probably get back to doing that. But yeah, crypto is grifto, man. That's one of the things that I believe wholeheartedly. And yeah. So Donald Trump drops a major update that lifts global markets. Let's take a listen.
I will say the war in Iran is going along swimmingly. We can
it is. Hell
do
yeah.
whatever we want. And
Trump's the GOAT, bro.
it should be ending pretty soon. It was perfect. I mean, it's perfect. It was the power we have, our military. We have the most powerful military anywhere in the world.
President Trump says the end is in sight, and now Iran is announcing the Strait of Hormuz is completely open for the remainder of the ceasefire, sending markets higher and oil much, much lower.
Oil is down. In a weird way, you could, honestly, buying like the United States oil fund on the dip could be an interesting way to hedge oil markets, but it's not financial advice by any means. I could, is there an oil... is there like an oil sector ETF? Because that would be an interesting one to play. Like, for example, oil... United States Brent Oil Fund, ProShares Ultra, Bloomberg. Real oil. For example, like if we look at ExxonMobil, I'm pretty sure ExxonMobil's down for the day. Yeah, ExxonMobil's down 4.45%. But I want to look for an oil, an ETF that holds only oil companies. I could ask ChatGPT. Is there a good ETF available for owning oil stocks specifically? Because what I really want, is a straight, XLE. Let's see. Energy companies and has a look. Okay, XLE. Let's take a look at XLE real quick. XLE. Sector Spider ETF. Energy companies in the S&P 500. So it only has like 25 holdings, but it has all the energy companies. It's got like ExxonMobil. It's got Chevron. What's the expense ratio though? Low expense ratio, not bad. And this is interesting because this could be like one way. Because if oil prices are down, and what this does is it gives me the exposure to oil companies rather than anything else. So this might not be bad at all. And I'm a dip buyer. So should I add this to my portfolio? Select energy sector. I mean, this is some good stuff, man. This is low volatility too. What's the PE ratio for this? Little high. Tell you what, though, I mean, that's not bad. And like you guys know, like I say, I'm a dip buyer through and through. So, the VDE, what's the VDE? It's a broad energy. One more diversified than excellent energy. Okay, okay, let's look at VDE then. VDE. Oh, wow. This is a little more diversified. Well, now we'll just stick to small caps. We'll stick to small caps, and we'll call it good. Might get a little in on gold. I don't know. I'll think about that one. For right now, honestly, been able to make a lot of extra income into my portfolio. I love it. I'll take it. I'll take it home, man. I'll take it home.
Welcome back to the second hour of the Big Money Show. I'm Brian Brenberg, along with my magnificent co-hosts. And staying with us for the hour, Fox Business contributor, entrepreneur, occasional seller of used clothing, host of The Fixer, Marcus Lemonis. Thanks for staying with us, sir.
Got it, buddy.
All right, so how close are America and Iran to a lasting deal? So far, the U.S. brokered Israel-Lebanon ceasefire appears to be holding, but the president says the blockade of Iranian ports will remain in full force despite the strait opening. So as Tehran's finances dry up and the regime runs out of options, it all comes down to negotiations.
Yes,
Iran
it does.
wants to-
And that's the thing. Can they keep the negotiations up? Ultimately, what is Iran going to do? Is Iran going to make a smart move? Are they going to make a dumb move? I mean, where do they go from here? I just don't have a lot of faith in Iran's ability to make good judgment calls. I just don't think they don't make a lot of sense in the way that they operate. So I don't know, man. Give me a second, though. One moment. Test. Oh, well, that's weird. I think you guys are probably hearing what? Okay. Okay, testing. There we go. Okay, I think everything's running a little smoother. Mr. Larson Christopher says, Garza, my mom said thank you for thinking of me. Hey, no problem. No problem. I am just happy and relieved to hear that she is doing at least what sounds like is better. It's scary stuff, man. It's scary stuff. So, get it. Especially what she's going through, man. It's scary. There is something I got to look up again. Hold on. Just a few more moments, everybody.
Hey everybody, Yuri here, which is the microphone that I'm speaking into right now. So here I am talking into the Shure MV7 Plus, and I also have the Shure MV6, which is right here on my table. Inputs to your output to Motive Mix Virtual, and you'll be ready to go. Sound from on your computer directly into Motive Mix. Now, if your software doesn't have selectable audio outputs, like my digital audio workstation did, you can still send sound from your computer to Motive Mix. You just have to go into your global computer sound settings and just set your computer output to Motive Mix Virtual, and you'll be ready to go. Now that I've set up my inputs and I've mixed them accordingly, all I have to do is choose where it goes, and that's where my main output is for. So in this case, I can choose any of my devices that are connected. So maybe this Shure MV7 Plus will also be my main output. And now if I'm using a broadcasting software or some kind of live streaming, whatever, all I have to do is make sure that my output of Motive Mix is going to be my input into that software, and they will get everything. And last but not least, the last item in my mixer section is the monitor path, which is set up for you to listen to any.
Okay. So monitor is this, and main is. Oh. I think I've been getting this wrong. I think it's crapola. Hold on. Maybe I got this all wrong. Hold on. Main. Is you get clipping. Yeah. Hold on. I think it's working. Like I said, I've been struggling a little bit with some of these setups. It's a little bit tough. Monitor. Huh. I'm debating what I should even do. Yeah, interesting. Maybe we'll just go back to Motive. There we go. Okay, I guess it's still good. I'll have to look up some tutorials afterwards and figure out a little bit more about this. Oh, I figure while I got you guys here, I might as well just do what I can. So what we're going to do, actually, you guys are going to learn along with me. You guys are going to help me learn this. Motive Mix. OBS.
What's good, YouTube? In this video, we're going to be as far as in the output section, I go over to audio and I make sure that 320 is selected on all of my audio tracks. Just this mic in there, so I just go ahead and select it here, make sure 48 kilohertz is selected. I do the stereo and stuff like that, and all of these 7, 3, and then if I change it over to low, the deeper voice, dark gonna get you nice and on, you know, straight up on the mic. I don't want to get too loud. It's compressed time of 207 millimeters.
Okay, I appreciate. I don't use a compressor setting. I don't really care
stuff
about
like
that.
that.
I just want natural
Go
gain.
ahead and I go into filters, and then right here, this is audio, and I make sure that 320 is selected on. Make sure 48 kilohertz is selected. I do the stereo situation right there. And as far as in the output section, I go over to audio.
Okay. It's all starting to make a little more sense to me. Okay. This is making way more sense to me now. Hold on. I think it is. You guys have to give me a second here. Audio output. Audio. Replay buffer. Audio. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Now, how does it look in this?
And I make sure that 320 right good off my noise gate.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing OMG.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello.
Oh, yo.
If I turn off the noise suppression. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello. And then it's the actual is 3 equals for back time 7 all noise and what noise full back outside.
Give me a second, you guys. I'm just kind of speed running through this video real quick, trying to understand what I'm looking at. Let's skip to the end. So I think I have a better understanding of what I need to do. Oh my goodness, I have a better understanding of what I have to do. So we got the microphone where we want it. We just need to configure it how we want it. So main testing. No. Motive mix virtual. Good. Nice. I can hear myself. That's fabulous. The only thing I need to focus on is the input. Let's go to 22 decibels. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing OMG. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey. How am I sounding, you guys? Do I sound a little, still a little chippy? Do I sound at least all right? I'm going to put a filter in here, limiter. We'll limit it to 2. We still want to be loud. I think I've kind of started to figure it out, everybody. Just hang tight. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing OMG. No, I understand it's been good. I want to, there's some things I want to do with this. And I want to see if I'm missing something. You know what I mean? Okay. Okay, this might be a good.
You can get additional control for your MV7 Plus utilizing the Shure Motive Mix app. Once you've downloaded and opened Motive Mix, you'll see your list of available sources listed on the left-hand side. There I see my MV7 Plus, so I can either click on it or click and drag it into the main window to start activating that source. I can then begin controlling it using Motive Mix. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the name of my channel to be MV7 Plus. I can then see my gain right here. I can also mute, and I'm going to click the device settings icon to get into the menu of the microphone. So right now I'm in manual mode, but it comes default set to auto level mode. But for right now, I want to stick in manual mode and showcase some of these features and how well they work. So for example, right now I'm using my real-time denoiser. There's laundry going behind me, and there's an air fan on my computer right in front of me, which you're not hearing. If I turn it off.
Cool. Here we go.
Now you're hearing my room and that noisy fan. Here's again with it activated, removing that noise, and here's again with the denoising off.
Testing. Here we go.
letting more of my room in. There's also an internal popper stopper built into your MV7 Plus, meaning that it will actually help alleviate plosives when activated. If I deactivate it, plosives, reactivate, plosives. I'm also speaking directly across the microphone, which helps alleviate that naturally. You can see here that you can control your high pass filter and also your LEDs, which is something that we've added specifically for the MV7 Plus as a very cool feature. Right now I have it in live mode, meaning that it's going to be flashing in accordance to what I'm speaking into it, working like a live meter. I can also change it to pulsing, or I can change it to solid. And then I have all of these color choice options that I can activate. So if I wanted to go into custom.
Oh my God, I can make this a pink brony color. It could be a pink brony.
I can choose any here and directly set that to change below. The customers will automatically adjust my levels. So this is really great, and you don't auto level down all of the for the high pass filter and those LEDs. So the benefit of using in auto level mode, you still have access to all of these great features, including the denoiser, the power to auto level mode, and say live mode. Your close. There's all and there's of these features to auto gain right here. I can also mute, and I'm going to click the device settings icon to get into the menu of the microphone.
Cool, man.
So right now I'm in manual mode, but it comes default set to auto level mode. But for right now, I want to stick in manual mode and showcase some of these features and how well they work.
This is a lot better than I thought,
So for
man.
example, right now I'm using my real-time denoiser. There's
Testing,
laundry
1, 2, 3,
going behind
testing,
me,
1, 2, 3.
and there's an air fan on my computer right in front of me, which you're not hearing. If I turn it off, now you're hearing my room and that noisy fan. Here's again with it activated.
Amazing.
Removing that noise, and here's again with the denoising off. Letting more of my room in. There's also an internal popper stopper built into your MV7 Plus, meaning that it will actually help alleviate plosives when activated. If I deactivate it, plosives, react.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, it seems like everything's working a little bit better than it did before, which is nice. Cool.
All right, so I thought I would do a follow-up. I mean, OB down dark sound, mic for all kinds of stuff, rutting and stuff. Nice if you want the high pass on that. So then I get and there that they used and kind of choose to lock it. I have gain.
Okay, interesting. All right, so it does appear that I'm using motive fairly correctly. All right, not bad at all. Well, the loudness seems to be okay. It's nice that we're able to get the one microphone that I want to get in here on here. It's loud, it's good, it feels nice, and it feels so cute. All right, there we go. Well, it looks like we're on the right path. Good. And yeah.
To make a deal, and we're dealing very nicely with them. We've got to have no nuclear weapons. If we do, that's a big factor. And they're willing to do things today that they weren't willing to do 2 months ago.
When will the next in-person
Probably, maybe over the weekend.
Trump's the man, dude. Trump's got it, dude. Got that
Marcus,
swagger,
you
bro.
said something in the first hour that got my attention. You said, yeah, we got a big rally happening right
Swagger.
now. I'm surprised it's not bigger. What is the market missing about what's happening with Iran that you think should be driving it higher?
Well, there's a lot of oversold stocks in the market today. And so we see them, Taylor and I talked.
Oh, yeah, and I was able to gather. It's funny because whenever the markets dip, whenever people sell off in a rapid pace, that's where I'm there to buy. This is why I keep cash on the side. But I also let my portfolio grow the way it needs to grow as well, naturally. Like I said, majority of my portfolio just sits to the side and, it's able to appreciate in value, which is good. Overall, though, like I always say, I'm a dip buyer. I sell on the upswing and I buy on the downswing, and it's been a very effective way to invest overall. So we've been streaming for roughly about 3 hours, man. 3 freaking hours, bro. I love it. Here, bear with me though. I gotta do something real quick. Here we go. Welcome to the show. We got it. We got it. My pink brony bros. All righty. I don't know what you heard about me, but you can't get a dollar out of me. I got to let no word you can't see that I'm a mother effing PIMP. What's up, my brones? All right. Here we go. This is good, man. Hey, Abby, we're glad that you're feeling better. We're glad that you're doing well, and we're glad you get to hang out with your pops. I think it's cool, man. Yeah, we're all rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. We want you to win, Abby. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. All right. Let's keep watching.
About it in the break. Retail is still very depressed. Leisure is still very depressed. And so I want to see those come back, and I'm not seeing them at the same rate. And so I'm a lot more excited about what's happening in the market than maybe even the market is, and I appreciate the 1,000 points. But there should be a lot of momentum, because when you take oil and you take that price down, it flows to everybody's corporate earnings for the next 6, 12, 18 months in a much bigger way than I think we're anticipating. So if you...
Yeah, and that's the thing. When oil goes down, man, it's an opportunity. Yeah, and I was able to sell some of my shares of different things as well for higher prices, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Just remember, guys, no Kangs, no Kangs. Yeah, everything is going up so rapidly. All right, man. Portfolio's looking sexy.
You are sitting on the sideline with cash. I would tell you to deploy some right now.
David, you gave a very...
Hold on. Is he saying that if I'm sitting on the sideline with cash, I should... No, here's the thing. I sit on the sideline with cash whenever the markets go up rapidly. That's the thing. When the markets went down, that's when I took my excess cash and bought when the markets are down. Now, obviously, there's a bull market. And yeah, I say when everybody's optimistic, that's when I sell a little here and I sell a little there. I make profits. But yeah, when everybody's optimistic, man, that's when I start kind of selling a little bit.
Powerful, pro-America first presentation in the first hour about this. You said, we don't need Europe, we don't need NATO. The president said we don't need Europe, we don't need NATO in the Strait of Hormuz. But over the long term, do you want to see the U.S. Navy have a presence in the Strait of Hormuz?
Yeah, Tony's awesome, man. Tony's a cool dude. Tony Tone. We all love Tony, man.
Hormuz the way it does now. Do you want us to be permanently there, kind of assuring safe passage, or do we need to see NATO? Do we need to see Europe there doing the job that is required for the energy they need from that part of the world?
It's time for them to step up. I mean, the fact that the president said we don't need you right now for doing the work that we're doing, I don't think he wants his plan to be cluttered by their business, because not only do they not have the wherefore to come through the way we were hoping they would, but they also, I just think, would get in the way of what he is doing. However, long term, yes, I think we need that. And long term, I do think that the United States is going to play a role in, Jackie would speak to this better than I could because she's got family from there, but of really changing the system, of finding ways to change the system the same way the CIA was involved in changing Eastern Europe during the 80s.
Yeah.
That's a long-term plan, though. That takes years, not just months. That really, I mean, Trump time speeds everything up, so maybe it'll take less time than it did to change the Soviet Union. But the thing that really gets me is all of these mainstream media sources and politicians and everybody in the establishment who said that Trump was going to fail miserably. Even some of our friends were saying that. Some of the people that work here were saying. And I mean, let's have them at least expose them as being fraudulent in what they gave to the American people as a real idea of what was happening. Because a lot of Americans, those who were not just the never Trumpers, but a lot of Americans who were in the middle, the independents and everything, bought into that. Yeah. They thought this thing was never going to be fixed, that Trump was making it worse, not better. I'm hoping that this is going to be a huge wake-up call for them to stay on Fox, and there are some few sources on the internet as well that will give you the real story, but stay away from
Trump
those
did
people
the right stuff,
who
dude.
got this story so wrong. Folks, stay.
Yeah, the Iran war is basically won because Trump's the man, first off. Two, we all know, it's pretty painfully obvious. This war's won, dude. Trump won it, man. Trump won it. Now, the question you're probably all asking yourselves is this: is Trump the greatest of all time? One could argue yes. Trump may be Trump may end up going down as one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, and I could see that being a thing. I could truly see that being a thing. I'll tell you what, he's one of my favorite presidents at this point, and I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. Look, he's playing it smart. He's playing it intelligently, and I think deep down a lot of us know he's making the right moves. Granted, are people going to give him the credit he deserves? No. They're going to fight him tooth and nail on it. They're going to get pissed and blah, blah, blah. But I told you guys this was going to end up working. Iran didn't have a shot. They never did. And to those of you who are saying that Iran was going to win this, I think that you're full of crap. I don't know why anybody would think that Iran would win this or even have a remote shot at winning this. So yeah, Trump won the fight. You guys may not believe me on that one. That's fine. You don't need to. At the end of the day, I know I'm right. Give me just a few moments, everybody. Sorry for the delay. Sorry for the delay. As you all know, I love playing the volatility of the markets, so I love playing the small cap ETFs specifically and buying the dip on those. Keeping enough cash on standby is always good. Like I said, I'm really much of a dip buyer for the most part, and that's just kind of how I've operated my entire thing. That's how I've operated overall, and it's worked out in the end. It's pretty good. No, I think we should all be celebrating this victory, man. Trump proved time and time again, once again, that he's honestly one of the best presidents we've ever had. He's the GOAT, dude. I know that it's a tough admission for people to hear. People don't like hearing it, but look, man, he won it fair and square. I mean, everything's been won fair and square. Yeah, here's the thing. Odin, I will admit, Odin is technically spamming. So, Odin, I want to apologize, but I think we're just going to have to permanently get rid of you, man. Because technically, I do draw the line because what Odin is doing is basically nonsensical spam a lot of the time. So, I think we... Who here thinks that we should ban Odin from the chat completely? I think I'm just gonna pull the trigger. I usually don't like to do this, but if he's spamming, he keeps spamming, man. I've let Odin go on long enough. I think it's time to get rid of Odin. There we go. All right. Odin is now out of here. Well, I made a bit of an exception when people keep spamming. I mean, if you want to say things that are out of place, that's okay. But here's the thing: Odin's been spamming like crazy. He posts like tons and tons and tons of messages. It's like it's incoherent nonsense. And I agree. I've been kind of slowly getting tired of seeing Odin as well, because I think he's a bot account, and I really try to reserve the Michael Garza show for people who are actually real people. Now, you don't have to agree with me on things. Just don't spam. We're trying to avoid spam at this point, so. Vacation time, if somebody's actually spamming the chat, Odin spams the chat quite a bit. And sometimes you just gotta place the ban hammer on them. Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Stay away from them. They're no good. They're giving you a bill of goods, and it's not a good bill. They're literally giving you the bill and then walking away with your money.
And they have a track record of being wrong.
Yeah.
So look back at that, too. I want to make a couple of points here, Brian, if you don't mind.
You bet.
Just on the side of what happens next with the regime, David, yes.
Yeah, what does
I'm
happen?
very passionate about this issue. And, you know, I wonder if
This is a
there's
crazy
still
situation, man.
more to
It's
come
crazy.
with respect to de-escalating and finishing this conflict that leads you know, some sort of ramp for the people to take their government back. That is ultimately what I would hope for.
There's something I got to do real quick. I'm going to use the Ulean. The Ulean loudness meter. Okay. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Overall. Every day, and all the way, and everybody, rock your body, all day, all night, make my pussy feel tight.
I'm not necessarily sure it's where the administration is going. They seem to have confidence in the new leadership in Iran. They've called them the new regime. I don't personally in that aspect of this. So we'll wait and see. But I also know that when Trump promises something, he usually follows through. He did promise the Iranian people that they would have their opportunity. So we'll see where we go from there. Something I talked about is risk.
Crazy, man. Cray. Give me one moment, though. I do got to brush my teeth. My teeth need to be brushed. You guys ready for this? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What you doing tonight? I wish I could be the fly on your wall. And are you really alone? Who's stealing your dreams? Wish I could bring you into my life. What would it take to make you see that I'm alive? Dude, Clay Aiken's the man, bro. Clay Aiken is the GOAT. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Short-term loofs. Okay, that's not bad. We're getting there. One more time. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3, baby. Oh, testing 1. Testing 2. Testing 3. Testing 4. Testing 5. Testing 1, testing 2, testing 3, testing 4, testing 5, testing 6, testing 7, testing 8, testing 9. I'm gonna test it all day, all night. 15.5. So what I decided to do was we'll lower it down, lower it up, bussy down, bussy up. And I know that it's you stopping me from falling, crashing down, losing ground, till I see you again, and you know the sun will shine and we will see there's nothing standing in our way, and love will stand and never break. I never thought this could be me. Do you feel what I feel every time if you are near? It's a beautiful world, a beautiful world. Okay, I think I got it. Let's try a little louder. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Everybody gotta go, yeah. Everybody gotta go with the flow, yeah. Everybody know my name, Everybody say I'm in the Hall of Fame, What's up, bronies? Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Nah. Hey. I created a monster, and somebody wants to see most of the most. I'm Shady. I'm chopped liver. If you want Shady, then this is what I'll give you. A little bit of me. Okay, guys, sorry about that. This whole episode has been me focusing on the entirety of the audio. I wouldn't say the entirety of it, but I'm feeling it, dude. And I know. Testing 1, testing 2, testing 3. 1 2 3. And I'll still be iconic and say, ooh. I'm too busy loving myself. If you ever feel like you do not belong, newsflash, baby, I'm wearing a man thong. You can smile every time you hear this song. Get off your beat, say, yeah. Am I ever gonna waste my time on a clown? No. Am I ever gonna let them hear this new sound? Yeah. It's fire. I'm going higher and higher. Audio's all messed up. All right, let me, I'm gonna brush my teeth real quick. I'll BRB. Okay. All right. Here we go. Yeah, we're all just happy that Oh, no, she wasn't worrying anybody. We were just I think we were all just rooting her on, man. We're just rooting for her, so that's a good thing. Okay, let's keep going. I guess let's keep reacting until I decide not to react to any more videos. So I think the audio situation's finally, I think it's honestly finally figured out, which is really nice, and about damn time. We've been trying our best to get this audio situation under in a good way. So we've been trying our best, and honestly, we're back where we need to be, man.
In the first block, and I just want to clarify it, explain it maybe a little bit better, is still what happens with the uranium. The latest conversation is the president is saying the nuclear dust. That is defined by him as the uranium enriched to 60%. That is just one step away, and it's a quick step to get there to 90% to make a nuclear weapon. However, my understanding from some of the...
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I think for now I'm kind of done for the moment. I'm just a little bit... Mentally, I'm just a little bit drained, so I'll tell you what. I'm going to do a couple things on this end. Probably going to record something real quick, and then I'll probably do a live later. I'm not too sure. I'm not going to promise that I'll do a live stream later, but I'm thinking that might be in the works. We'll see. We shall see, but I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you all for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tap that subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It does help the channel grow. And for now, I'll see you guys on the next episode.